Alright, good evening guys, and I'm back for another match of the Age of Mythology 1v1 Summer Tournament, and tonight we've got Domantas versus Pennywise. Now Pennywise also goes by the name Thomas Shelby. He's typically a Loki player, though I have seen him play some decent Ra, not that like Ra is really, it's too hard to play decently. Domantas is a little bit more of a varied player as far as what kind of gods he can play. Pennywise mainly Loki, and like I said, just a little bit of Ra. As far as like 1v1 team games skills, they're pretty close. I'd say Domantas probably better overall. I think he probably can play more gods skillfully as opposed to Pennywise, but overall I think hopefully we'll have a good series tonight. And again, we are in the round of 16, best of 5. So we will just get started right away and move on to game number 1. So looks like everything's ready to go, and we will dive right into my first game of the night in this series, and Domantas versus Pennywise, round of 16. Alright, so game 1, we are looking at Mediterranean, and we've got on the bottom Domantas, he's Kronos, and on the top Pennywise is Gaia. Now Gaia typically pretty decent on Mediterranean. Kronos is also pretty decent on Mediterranean, and actually I think that Kronos might kind of counter Gaia pretty decently in this matchup. I don't know, the early deconstruct in Classical Age with Promethean and Oracle attack, that could be kind of a problem for Gaia early on. So both gods had the free choice to pick. I don't know who would have pick this map, because each player gets to pick a map, and typically it should be the player who picks the map picks their god, and then the opposing player can then pick their god. So I don't know, I would find it very unusual to pick a Gaia into a Kronos matchup. So I don't know if maybe Shelby picked Gaia first and then Domantas followed with Kronos. I'm not sure, but hey, what's up, Ozone? You just tuned in just in time for the first game. So hopefully we'll see a pretty nice game here, but I don't know, I feel like if Domantas plays this right, he could probably win pretty quickly. Probably with a 430 advance, the deconstruct on the dock, followed with some pretty early Promethean and Oracle pressure. And I don't know, I think like the Gaia would maybe have a hard time countering that. Hey, what's up, Mr. Goose? Mr. Blossom Goose 44. So a little bit of pig eating the pigs right next to the water there. I would think both players would probably end up advancing around 430. That's when they'd hit Classical Age, and then we've got that fight on the water. But having Kronos with the time shift, he'll probably time shift a temple forward, and then we'll see the 3 oracles. And I just think Gaia would have a hard time fighting that, because Gaia does not get Prometheus for Valor. So I mean, we'd almost probably be seeing 3 oracles and Promethean fighting kind of nothing on the mainland, and I feel like the Kronos properly played could probably roll over the Gaia. Great JJ series. Well, thanks, man. I hope this is a great series we get to watch on the JJ series. Relics, that doesn't really do much. The Shelby Cup, sure. So yeah, Pennywise, also known as Shelby. And again, it doesn't look like my YouTube chat is going to my Restream. Though actually I just found out that Restream told me that I can't use this app anymore in 2 weeks, and I'm supposed to download the new version. So that might be the problem, right? They might be just wanting me to download the new version, which I found out about tonight. So yeah, we'll see. Pennywise in the blue is Shelby. The Gaia versus the Domantas Kronos. Yeah, looks like it should be a fourth. Yeah, 430 for Pennywise, and then Domantas should be, yeah, 430-ish as well. But more like probably 435, but that's pretty standard. We've got 2, 4, 7 boats to Shelby's just 6, and Shelby's initial dock placement not quite as fortuitous as Domantas. Domantas fish is a little bit better than Shelby. Shelby will be making another dock probably right around here, and Domantas will be making another dock soon as well. Should have a forward temple being time shifted somewhere. Yeah, and he's trying to get focus. So focus is a technology in the Voobly balance patch. It improves Oracle speed and attack. So he's getting that in anticipation of the Oracle rush with the Valor. So he should be time shifting his temple pretty quick. There it is. It looks like Shelby does have, or Pennywise does have, line of sight of that. He does. He knows it's coming. He is aging up with Oceanus, which does give a free myth unit to serve in on water, and then also access to the Carnivora, which can also be used on water. So decent water god, but doesn't give him anything that he can use to counter the Promethean and heroes. So we'll probably see a deconstruct after he kills. He'll try to kill one dock, I would think, and then deconstruct another. You also see we moving down here to find if there's any docks being built, which deconstruct that one. Promethean on the vills here. Probably should have made his forest like one really close to his town center so he could freely gather. But this is what I'm talking about. We see all this idleness just based on the free Promethean. Man, won't actually kill a dock, but that's not a big deal. I mean, we just look at all this idle time he's putting on all these vills, and he's actually being forced to build a military barracks just to try to counteract this, which will mean he's not going to be making as many boats as Domantas will. Gotta be careful with the Watcher, and we just so annoying. These Promethean just soak up attack for so long. Hey, what's up, Miller Campos on the YouTubes? And yeah, he's gonna lose a Vil. Oh, he's gonna lose a Vil, and that is not good. And he has another idle Vil, and he is also, he being Pennywise, also losing on the water pretty quickly. And this is what I was worried about seeing Gaia into Kronos. It's just, I don't think a good matchup for Gaia on this map. And we see he made a Mermillo, but couldn't even afford to make it a hero, so it's almost dead. And we see Pennywise taking a very bad fight here. He's outnumbered. And still cannot gather wood because he never used one of his Gaia forests next to his town center. And that is a 6-minute victory for Domantas. Just an absolute train wreck for Pennywise there. So holy cow. That went about like I thought it would. So a very quick game there for sure. Wow. So that's a very quick game one. We're hoping at least we'll see some 5 games there tonight. But first game, a very poor start for Shelby. So that's game 1. And do remember that players cannot repeat their gods. So we won't see Domantas as a Kronos again, or Pennywise as a Gaia. I don't know. This is not a good matchup, and as we can see, it ended very quickly. So we'll move on. Game number 2. Loki versus Hades on Midgard. This is interesting. So Domantas in red is Hades. I think Hades is probably Domantas's kind of more of his main. He typically does play Greek, and I know he likes to play Hades. And then Pennywise with Loki. This is his main god as well. So kind of both players using their main-ish on this map. Midgard is a very strange map, so to speak. It's one of those that the very fine balance between having to fight water and having to fight land. You don't want to lose water because then you don't have any fish anymore, which is very beneficial. But you don't want to go too hard on water and then lose all map control. And we can see the gold mines. There's like none in the middle, and it's all kind of pushed off to the side. So we have like 5 gold mines in just kind of a circle here, and then 3 on the bottom. So kind of like controlling the edges of the main land here is kind of very important. And this town center and then this town center as well are pretty important. And both are the player's forward town centers. So this is a side, this is a close side, and then even this one does kind of protect the gold mine, but not so much. But Hades into Loki, that's very... I like this matchup, just as far as what can happen here. I don't know why Domantas built his storehouse on this minuscule little forest here, but he did. You'll probably have to move on to another forest shortly. Yeah, so Hades' focus is archers, and Loki's focus is Herseer. The one thing, though, is once Herseer get upgraded with the Hall of Thanes technology through Forseti, they can dodge archer fire. So if theoretically they could just run right up to the archers without taking damage. So the Hades can't go pure archer. That won't work. Typically you'd see the Hades doing a Hippocon archer combination. I feel like the Loki probably could do well in this matchup. Hades, the archers are just so defensive. It will allow Loki to kind of take map control, and map control is going to be big. I mean, they got gold mines and quite a few, 8 total, but none of them, other than the first one, are really very protected for Domantas. Even this town, he tries to grab this town center. That's so forward. But we'll see what happens. I like Midgard. I know it's not exactly a favorite map of many players, but I like it just because of that very fine line that you have to tread between water and land. And it's just land-water maps. It's just one of the few land-water maps that still exists. So you don't really see that kind of balancing of the fight very often. The fish, looks like Pennywise does have a really nice 6-pack here. Yeah, well, Sea of Worms isn't a standard map, so players don't normally play that anyway. I do believe it is in the list of maps that can be selected, but I don't know. It's a non-standard map, so you're not going to see much of it normally. But there is some kind of gimmicky strats that you could do on that, but I guess I'd have to confirm that it's in the list, but I think it is. So yeah, nice 6-pack of fish here to start off with for Shelby or Pennywise, and Domantas also has decent fish. Just the initials are a little bit more spread out, and he's built his second dock here. And Shelby or Pennywise also has a second dock down on the bottom. Real quick, let's look at our relics. Villagers farm faster. Probably won't really change much in this game, and then provides a small trickle of gold. It's okay. I mean, it's free. The trickle is very small. I don't actually know the exact amount, but it's not much, but a little bit better than nothing. Shelby will be advancing kind of late. 4:15 is a little. Be up at 5:15. It's a little bit slower than probably normal. And Domantas is going up with Athena, so no Ares, which does give some archer technologies, and he needs to build his storehouse here. I hope he isn't going to just save this as his storehouse, because there he goes. Alright. Kind of hurts to have his 2 storehouses so close to each other, kind of a waste. And yeah, he's had to make another storehouse already. You do typically want to spread your vills out like this, because if you cram them all in one storehouse, there's just a lot of bad pathing that happens. But he wouldn't have wanted to make that 3rd storehouse already. He's getting hand axe. And Shelby will have to pay attention. There he goes. And we'll send his fills down here. Just till the 2 docks. Oh, Shelby's got a 3rd dock, actually. And on that topic, just 2 for Domantas. Wonder how hard they will fight land. We'll see if Domantas puts down any immediate military buildings. The one advantage that Shelby does has as Loki is that he has a natural military building just through his temple, and he is building a barracks, so he'll be going probably pretty heavy on land, it looks like. And Domantas is making an initial boat there, and he also has that. So he has 2 docks auto-queued for boats. Shelby has no docks auto-queued, so Shelby so far is going all out land, though I think he will probably respond with a few boats to help defend. But he's going to try to get some attack in, and that is also Sentinel is kind of very helpful for the Hades. Gets kind of free archers in his base. He didn't get his 2 Sentinels to spawn over there. This one was probably blocked by the gold mine, and this one was blocked by the temple. So kind of a poor temple placement. So he's missing out on his Sentinel down here, which actually makes this lumber camp is still widely raidable. And now we see Domantas responding with the barracks and an archery range. And now Pennywise is making boats on water. So no Hippocon. He is actually making Hoplite. Hoplite will be his meat shield. Getting attack in on the Minotaur. The Minotaur taking damage right now doesn't really matter, because Domantas does have restoration, so he can heal that to Minotaur up. And here comes more Herseer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Herseer, using Healing Spring just for later on. And oh, there's a hole in this forest. That could be important. Chopped a little bit too much. And oh, he's going to lose a Herseer. You don't want to lose a Herseer for no reason. We do have our first fight here. When is Kronos going to be in a tournament final? Those days are kind of come and gone, I think. The most recent final was RTS League, and I was carried quite heavily in that final. But Pennywise actually pushing back here a little bit on water and trying to fight on land. He wants to get Hall of Thanes as quick as he can. Is he researching it yet? No, he's not. He could. He has the resources. Kind of, we're looking at his eco. It's kind of pretty poor right now. He's got 700 wood in the bank. And just a lot of boats kind of idle right there and right there for now. So Shelby could almost like be making another military building to get his Hall of Thanes upgrade, because he has the resources. Main times main, yeah, I think this is Shelby's main for sure. And Domantas does play a lot of Greek, and he likes Hades, so I would consider this to be the main times main matchup here. Madara on YouTube saying I have good skills. Well, thanks for that, my guy. Not as good as it used to be, though. I'm kind of content. You know, I'm kind of past the point where I'm a try-hard and more of just play for fun. So Domantas has a little bit of a defending army here, sending out his scout, I think, to see what Shelby is doing. I think Shelby might be taking this town center here, which is pretty important. And Domantas should maybe guess that by seeing this army sitting here and think that this town center will be getting grabbed. And actually Domantas has the winning army here, especially because he has restoration. And he should really be thinking about this town center getting built, because Domantas, well, he's not quite nearly as popped as Shelby is, but I don't know. I think kind of should naturally think about this town center getting grabbed, and he is not even going to even attempt to contest. And that's going to put him in a really hard situation, because this town center is going to block him off from all of this gold mine up here. So really, Oh, now he's checking and he's too late. Oh, so he ended up trying to check and he's too late. And the one thing that Hades does not get does not obviously, I guess I don't really need to say it if it's obvious, but does not get the Zeus hoplite bonus against building. So really, he doesn't have any way to kill this, and this is why he's behind Eco. Is he went up age 3. I didn't catch that. Though he's up age 3. That's why he's not at full pop or has army. And Shelby will probably be, now that he's grabbed that town center, be trying to age up soon. He is a bit short of gold right now. Has to be careful. This lion. Hey, what's up, Airtrice? Oh, don't lose your units here. Want to be careful not to lose units for no reason. Good morning from Italy. Oh, good morning from the United States. Is Pennywise fighting on water? He does have a few boats. They've kind of almost in a way called kind of a half truce. He has boats up here as well, but they've kind of just been stalemating a little bit. That's kind of what Midgard becomes sometimes, is both players will make boats and then not really do a whole lot after that. But Shelby is pressing on the dock here to kill that. I don't think he really gets a whole lot out of it. Domantas, where his army? It's right here. Yeah, I think he's looking. The one thing he could do now, he could actually maybe push through here. It's night for me. It's 10:30 at night. Especially with he has curse and a restoration, but not a lot of siege units. Domantas should maybe be a little careful and shoot at some of the hoplites, or even like the Hippaspist as he's doing here. In a fight here that Domantas is winning pretty heavily, it looks like Shelby's kind of not microing at all. So yeah, it's night, and here he comes with his army. He's got to try to get the Minotaur smashed down. It's only the 17th, so yeah, you are about probably 8 hours ahead of me. So we have curse that can be used to get all of the raiding cavalry. Oh, doesn't want to lose his Minotaur before restoration, which he does. Shelby is getting, I was going to say, he could consider getting Masons, which improves armor pretty considerably, but he needs to be careful though. We've got restoration, and now flaming weapons might be used, but no, Shelby doesn't have enough of an army. I don't know actually why he fought this, being Shelby. It wasn't a good fight for him to take, especially with there being so many Hippaspists there to clean out the Hersier. So it looks like Domantas will end up taking that town center, and he has grabbed a second town center on the back end. And I think that Shelby should maybe have just kind of let this go and looked at for blocking gold, because he has to know, I mean, if he takes the time to kind of think about it, that Domantas is gathering gold up here, because there's no way that he's down on these gold mines. So he has to know he's up here, and has to know that it's about this time that Domantas is going to be moving to second gold mine. I mean, he's been moved. Shelby's been moved for a while. 4 p.m. Thursday, New Zealand. Maybe King got Kronos Emperor. You guys. So I got I got Italy, New Zealand, Ozone down in South America. I got just people from all over. And Shelby needs to be pushing on this gold mine. He kind of lost the opportunity. I mean, he knows the army, or at least did, that the army was down here, and has to know that he's gathering gold up here. Shelby needs to be careful not to just lose water, though. He's does have purse sign, and I would imagine Domantas has actually the second fish upgrade. Shelby probably will start falling behind soon if he does not get a good push on this gold up here. And he sees this wall. He should know it's there, and we'll try to mash it down. Oh, he should be attacking this wall. That will instantly lower all the hit points over here a lot quicker, but it doesn't matter. He's going to push through. The army from Domantas is out of position. And what kind of god powers we have? We still have flaming weapons and curse, but flaming weapons will be much better than curse. Oh, he needs to keep pushing. What is he? Oh, there's a fortress coming here. Shelby could actually... Oh, they stopped the fortress. So Shelby could actually, at this point, probably gold starve Domantas a little bit. Domantas only at 150, 300 gold now. And yeah, he's having to kind of transfer vills back and forth. And what Shelby should do is, now that these vills all ran, run to the bottom as quick as he can and try to block it down here. Just can't afford idle military. Still losing a little bit on water, and Shelby is kind of getting pushed off of water. So like the longer this game goes, the worse of a situation he will be in just economically. So he kind of has to put all of his eggs into the gold preventing matchup. In Mexico it's 11 p.m. And oh, he gets down here just in time to stop this town center, and might see a flaming weapons curse battle here. And actually holding on to the flaming weapons, which is pretty good because Domantas is housed right now and does not have enough heroes. In fact, he doesn't have any heroes. That one just came out now and has no response to... Ooh, flaming weapons kind of unnecessarily used. I don't think he has enough power here to push through. Oh, flaming weapon's not a good use. Like, all he needs to do is just gold block, and using flaming weapons on this attack is kind of gonna hurt him because he won't have it later. He should almost turn and fight. Yeah, okay. So he's turning and fight because Domantas is a little bit too far ahead with his army. So the flaming weapons units will kind of get some damage in. Kind of surprised that Domantas is fighting this flaming weapons as much as he is. Could almost keep on falling back for a little bit. But he is killing enough units here to force Pennywise back, but is not mining gold for a while. He's probably selling. Does he have a market somewhere? Yeah, he's been selling food to get his gold, which isn't exactly economical. Okay, Pennywise still is fishing, just not too much. Eco upgrades. Okay, he's got the 3rd eco upgrade for gold. That's nice. And now we see Domantas pushing back out again to try to get this town center. It'd be nice to have flaming weapons here. This is kind of the all-in grab for Domantas. He kind of needs to get this town center, and we almost have a 3rd for Pennywise to come up here. And Penny knows that there is no gold being gathered up here, so can almost just delay fighting, though I think he's got enough myth units to kind of tank a ton of damage. And like this Domantas, this hero isn't quite working. He's just attacking hers here, and we're getting to a ton of myth units, and only 2 heroes out for the Hades right now. And I think the Hades might be in some trouble. Looks like he is fully gold starved and is out of gold again. 150, could probably be selling some resources, but this is probably the end of the line for him. A really nice gold block for Shelby. You have a more army that was just sitting up here. And yeah, just these myth units just tank so much damage. And Shelby is opening up quite a wide lead, and even though he's pretty much pushed off of water, doesn't exactly matter. Because Domantas was never able to quite get this town center. He tried to get it, but couldn't quite build it in time. And nice kind of pressure by Shelby on the gold. And I don't really see what Domantas is going to do at this point. Wouldn't say he's played this game badly. Just because he's always on the defensive, it's just hard for him to ever procure any gold mines, and the gold mines are pretty far out on both sides. Far out, dude. Way down here and then on the other side. So although Shelby has kind of been pushed off of water, gold is more important, and Domantas has no gold. Let's have this hero out now, but again, he was just attacking the raiding cavalry. Is fighting and winning this battle. Shelby right now kind of almost has to the point where he has too many myth units because he doesn't have anything to kill the army using hip words. And we got the Iron Jar here just playing defense on this gold mine. And this again, Domantas coming forward, trying to grab that town center. Like to see Shelby get fortified for more army because he's sitting at full pop. And oh, he's aging up. So this is kind of the game right here. And even if Domantas gets this town center, he's still far behind, but his only chance is to get it. And you need to keep the archers shooting at like the raiding cavalry. There we are. So now he's retasked to that raiding cavalry. Here comes the other hero. We do have just the battle board just slowing this down. We got the battle board starting to fall in the back here. One battle board down. Another soon. But these ones up here are just taking this so bad. Liberal arts thought is back. Good to see you back. Is this GG? I think it might be. I mean, just even as he kills myth units, they just keep preventing this town center from going up. And Shelby is almost up mythic. And Domantas has just been stuck having to sell food. And now he is aging up as well. I don't know if he really will get a whole lot of value out of an earthquake at this point. Shelby getting fortified town center. No, he's not. He has the resources. He needs to think about getting it. Well, the earthquake could help. Probably earthquake the main because then you're getting the town center and a bunch of houses. So he could potentially pop Domantas soon. But Domantas is reaching mythic first. Should be using his... I'm trying to cast it for him. This is recorded games. And okay, so here comes the Nidhogg. Such a cool unit, the Nidhogg. Not live games. And that is GG. So Domantas is just calling it. GG as soon as the Nidhogg shows up. So GG. You were in Europe and we're watching my stream upload. So well, you know what? As long as you're able to get them watched, it's okay. And even if you don't watch it, that's really okay too. So well played by Shelby. I feel like Hades is just a little bit tough here with where the gold spawned. And Shelby did a good job of preventing him from ever getting solidified on gold. And actually Domantas even behind on economy pretty significantly, but the big thing is just the gold is Domantas was really never able to get many upgrades at all. Like just a couple, but nothing on the archers and hoplites as far as like updating them. So yeah, the boars just they tank a ton of damage and they do actually pretty decent damage, and just not having enough heroes initially, and then just wasn't ever able to quite get that town center. So well played by Shelby, and that knocks the series up. So after a very quick loss in game 1, Pennywise has recovered to win game number 2. So we'll move to game number 3. How much longer am I streaming for? So I will stream the rest of this. I just reconnected my YouTube chat. I don't know if it'll fix that, but it'll how much I'll be streaming these 5 games, and depending on how I'm feeling after, I might like play a game or 2 maybe, but we'll see. YouTubers untie, or do you mean unite? Kill loss is pretty even, but Shelby did a pretty good job. Did get that extra town center. You want to play some RuneScape, then watch. What? You're going to skip on out when we're getting right into the meat of the series here? So we're going to move on to game number 3. Do remember, no repeat gods. After game 3, we'll kind of update the god list, but we'll just move right into game 3 right now. So Ra vs. Ra on Alfheim. Ra v Ra, Alfheim. So down on the bottom is Domantas in the red, and he is Ra. And on the top is Shelby, and he is Ra. I don't mind a Ravi Ra mirror. There's a lot of intricacy into it. A lot of it is just based on early economy. And we do have hunting dogs being used. And Pennywise is not going to hunt at all here, which is... Oh, he has line of sight of this. And now he's moving to that... Where's he? Oh, he's going to far hunt. He did not notice that close hunt there. What I do see is... Well, at least a lot of starting hunt, but not a lot of like forward hunt. But we do have 3 packs of hunt in the base, so that's a little bit unusual. I think that's the 10% base. Shelby was, I don't think he's a Ra main. He's played a lot of Ra though, unless he was Ra before he was Loki. Shelby, though, it has kind of put himself a little bit behind, not scouting the initial or noticing the initial hunt over here. Is he getting hunting dogs? He is. So normally, if you watch me when I comment on Ra, I'm a Ra main. I've played Ra for a very long time. Not as much now, just because I prefer to play team games and watch. But it used to be really good with Ra. And a lot of times when I comment on Ra, I'm kind of a little bit hard on them when they get hunting dogs. And they both got hunting dogs. In this situation, actually for the Alfheim, the hunt is a little bit higher than normal as far as the starting hunt, because the starting hunt spawned 3 times, which is pretty high. And we do have some forward hunt, but no Aurochs, which is kind of the big hunt spawn. But in a Ravi Ra, you can get some quick wins by going up Bast segment with an Eclipse Scarab push. And even Bast with Petsuchos can really help you win a battle for a minute long, because that's how long Eclipse lasts, and Petsuchos with Eclipse are super strong. I wonder if one of these players will go up with Bast. Be very interesting to see. The town centers, we got 2 very forward town centers in the middle. We have a gold mine that will actually be pretty protected by this side town center. I think Domantas will probably grab it soon, but we will see what they get. I would imagine we'll see probably a one will... Typically, you'd see a 2 town center, Ptah, fast heroic, but with the hunt amounts here, you could legitimately see going up with Bast for one of the players. Though that does kind of against the grain a little bit, but you can win quick games against other Ras with a 1 town center Bast Scarab Rush. Like, say Shelby grabs a side town center, because Shelby doesn't actually really have a back town center. This one even is, well, this was kind of the back to, I guess. But if you do a 1 town center Bast Eclipse Scarab push, you can typically destroy a forward town center pretty quickly against an enemy Ra. And that could be potential here. But I think we'll probably end up seeing them maybe doing more of just a shifting sands kind of a thing. Especially because Domantas is so heavy on the cows now. He's probably going to go up Ptah. Should be advancing 2 classical age around the 5-minute mark if you're aiming for an early town center. Did Pennywise, he did scout this hunt, which isn't very good. That's a long way to walk for just 450 more hunt. I'm guessing he's going to move here, hunt, and then come back here and get this town center. I like a different color. I didn't even know you could choose which color you were on Twitch. Well, that's very interesting. Okay, so I would like to see, okay, so you'll probably be aging up now. So 515 isn't too bad. Is up with Ptah. And Domantas up Ptah as well, also 515. A little bit slower. I would prefer the 5-minute to try to speed up that town center. He's got the myth units cheaper. So no Bast shenanigans. Hunting dogs with all this hunt. It kind of comes out to an even. I would kind of almost be tempted to kind of forego hunting dogs and just do husbandry, but probably with all the hunt that was initially in line of sight, probably go with hunting dogs. So we will end up seeing a 2-town center, Ptah, fast heroic from both players. One thing kind of be important was to see which player will get his rain out first, which is why I prefer a 5-minute advance over 5:15, because the 5-minuter will get his rain out first, or should. And that's kind of important. So you'll see enough. Yes, Domantas won game 1, and Shelby game 2. We'll need the resources for Shadoof and Plow. So, and does he even have husbandry? Okay, he does. So he's at his full. Okay, so yeah, he didn't want to max out. You only need 200 wood for what you're trying to do here. So he got his 200 wood and is grabbing that side town center. And Shelby, yes, is grabbing that town center with his Pharaoh, like I thought. He needs some more vills on the gold mine, though. He doesn't have enough gold miners. Or even enough wood. He's got way too much on food. Shelby a little bit kind of mismanaging his economy. Because you want to age up as quick as you can, because it's easy to fall behind in mirror matchups. Because you want to be able to just go straight to farming as soon as you're done with your town center. But he doesn't have Shadoof yet, so he needs to wait. So Domantas so far is a little bit ahead because he got his techs ahead. So he's got his farms ahead first. Slightly slower to grab his town center because of the priest empowerment as opposed to Pharaoh, but he's got enough. This is a good amount because then he'll start changing these to farms as well. So we'll see him moving off. So far, Domantas has managed the economy better than Pennywise. And Pennywise, yeah, he is significantly behind. He has not a single rain yet, so Domantas should be getting his rain pretty quick. Try to get it before the other Ra can get as much benefit of the rain as possible. So I don't know why Domantas is waiting. He's got all his techs ready. So needs to use his rain. He's really holding on to this rain a long time. Like if he would have used it earlier, and Pennywise gets it first. Wow. So Shelby actually ends up getting the rain out first, but he needs to empower his town center here with a priest. You need to empower with the priest your town center. What they should do is, as Ra, you should make a additional priest to empower, so you can empower town center, and gold mine. Why he's not empowering his town center is a big confusion to me. That's just a lot of food he's leaving on the table. So rain does benefit the player who used it slightly more than the opponent. So Pennywise is getting a more benefit from this rain than Domantas, but not empowering any of his farms. That's a big mistake as a Ra player. Empowerment is big. That's a 25% and a 15%. So during rain, he's just costing himself 15% on one gather rate and 25% on the other. Twitch Prime, what you get if you connect your Amazon Prime to Twitch Prime is you get lower number of ads, I do believe, and then you also get a free subscription to any channel as well. That's what you get through it connecting your Twitch account to Prime. Alright, so Domantas, I like the way he's managed his eco so far. The only thing is he should have cast rain just a little bit sooner. And he is like, and these are very slow advances as well. The Ra 2 town center, probably 8:30 is about the best time to age up. But both players are kind of aging up slowly, so yeah, about 9 minutes for both. What is this relic up here? Paralions, that's not too good. Is there a hole up here? There is. I wonder if Shelby's going to notice this hole right here. The tree line does not go all the way to the edge of the map. Getting a second monument here. Shelby should be walling off down here as well. Walls are big. And I don't know where he's going to get his Migdol. Should just put it here. And then kind of do proxy raids from the Migdol. But he's running somewhere to do it. Use his Migdol somewhere. This is a long way to walk. Where's Domantas putting his Migdol? So Domantas right in front of his base, right on top of this gold mine. Shelby is taking so long. Like, he is getting... Oh, and he wastes his Locust as well, trying to stop that Migdol. And it was already done by the time he used it. So Shelby wasting Locust down on that Migdol. And also taking way too long to build the other Migdol, to the point where he's going to be behind on military. And we'll see if Domantas pushes through and just kind of applies pressure, continual pressure. I would think Domantas will have a better Locust. This did absolutely nothing. Gets the siege workshop out. Domantas probably be grabbing a town center soon, maybe? Potentially. Losing his rock, just suiciding. It looks like Domantas is trying for that forward town center. And now he's getting it. So he actually stopped army production while he's grabbing that town center. Pennywise is going with double Migdol. You don't need your second Migdol right away. All you need to do is just train a priest to empower the first Migdol. And your training time is long enough. So probably that Migdol should be the town center instead. We'll see if you'll be able to get that town center. Because Domantas with that town center gets firm control of the middle of the map. What kind of eco upgrades are we looking at? Okay, second for both, that's good. And third for gold mine, but just the first for wood. Okay, so we're kind of eventually showing up to kind of similar states, but Domantas slightly ahead with that town center grab as opposed to the second Migdol. You might as well just empower the Migdol. I mean, even your Pharaoh, you might as well just empower. I mean, that's a lot faster training time. Domantas really holding on to that Locust for a long time. I would like to see Skin of the Rhino get used. Skin of the Rhino really kind of counters Locust. Skin of the Rhino being the raw special tech that gives the villagers more armor, and that kind of makes them live quite a bit longer against Locust. So here's our first little skirmish here. Need to be careful with the crocodiles. They're kind of goofy with their aiming. You have to keep up. Pennywise does get heavy camels first and wins that first battle pretty heavily. And chasing him back, trying to get in on that other crocodile there. We'll see if he's able to get it. Nope, but we'll go back. So we see a lot more camels for Shelby as opposed to chariots for Domantas, and now Shelby is getting that town center, so looks like probably no harm, no foul getting that town center first. They should be considering getting their market up, and we do see a market for Domantas already. It is very helpful to empower that market. Send a priest down to empower. One thing I'm noticing is that Domantas is making better use of empowerment. He's still got priests empowering quite a few drop-off sites, and that's good. He's got 4 priests empowering at least, and Shelby's only got 1, and he's just empowering 4 bills, so even that 1 is kind of pointless. Always want to get your Pierce Armor upgrades against Egyptian, especially Ra. So no Pierce Armor for Shelby, and we have Hack for Domantas, which I guess is because there's so many camels, but nice to get that Pierce. So both the Ra players just kind of content so far to sit in the middle of the map. Ra does kind of have a bit of a defender's advantage, so to speak. Especially with mercenaries that can just pop out. Camel's in here, picking off the Pharaohs. Nice little pick off. The Pharaoh does a lot of damage to myth units. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of camels. Chariots do pretty well with a meat shield. And one thing camels do is they do kind of slow down your market and trade route, because you're putting all your resources into camels. I like the use of the spears better because they get an attack bonus against siege towers. Camels don't. It takes camels a while to kill siege towers. And this fight just kind of going halfway here, though. With the mercenaries, Domantas should end up winning. Kind of surprised that Shelby is making infantry mercenaries. They kind of suck compared to the cavalry one. Also wasting these siege towers here. And this fight is quickly going the way of Domantas because he's using cavalry mercs, and took Shelby a while to do that. And the spearmen are cleaning up the siege towers pretty quickly. Shelby should really fall back and regroup. He's starting to take a lot of... Oh, yeah, there he goes. He's taking a lot of casualties for no real purpose. So that was a very good trade for Domantas as well. Eco upgrades are pretty good, everything except for that last wood, and that's the same thing for Shelby as well. But we have Domantas with a considerably more plentiful trade route. And in fact, Shelby does not have one at all. Trying to get heroes out to get on these myth units. Chariots are very good at picking off priests. See them falling back here. Yeah, Domantas in a better position. He's got his trade route out faster, which is going to help him keep up with mercenary production on this fight. But still pretty even, but Domantas is ahead. He's got fortified upgrades. He's got a better eco, better use of all the empowerment. I mean, he's still empowering. This is very good. And Pennywise isn't empowering much of anything. So we actually might see Domantas aging up soon. If he just stops production, he could age up. Or you might kind of go in for a big push here. You really need to have some spearmen in an Egyptian battle like this just to get on the siege towers quickly. Because everything else just outside of villagers just takes so long to kill. And we can see that just these 2 siege towers with nothing to kill them is really bringing this town center down a lot. And Shelby needs to get these siege towers down very quickly. One's down. He's got a mercenary cavalry on this other one. He will save the town center, but pretty heavily. And now we see Domantas with the power play forward towers. Does he have crenellations? He'll want to get crenellations. Now we see these siege towers coming in, probably just to put a few big thumps on the towers here. Yeah, so prevent the towers. Moving back to Petsuchos. Pennywise needs to keep repairing this. He can't stop repairing. One thing, Domantas is slightly... needs to empower that market. Otherwise, so far, yeah, economically, he's played a pretty good game. And the fight is going pretty even. Again. Yeah, so far no raids, nothing. Just big old fight here in the middle of the map. Any pierce armor. Okay, look at all these techs. Pennywise does have decent armor techs, and Domantas almost as good. Getting in on this here. Another siege tower makes its way up. Do we still have... we do still have a locust to be used by Domantas. I'm wondering if he's waiting until he gets a town center almost down and then get it on the vills. But a lot of mercenaries. Just mercenaries. Just auto-queued mercenaries. Against... you want to build towers actually to get crenellations, because that's really the only way to like quickly kill mercenary cavalry. This chariot here is trying to find, I think, probably something to use the locust on. but he's not. If I were Domantas, what I would have done is stop the auto queue on the mercenaries a while back and gone up to age 4 when he had the initial push here, because it's just so hard to push into an Egyptian in heroic age just because of mercenaries on the town center. Like once he kind of solidified up here, just stop the auto queue for a minute and age up. Man, just imagine if he had a priest empowering that. And instead we still just see this big old fight that's kind of accomplishing nothing, to the point where probably nothing will be accomplished until somebody gets Mythic Age. Which is why I was kind of thinking that Domantas should kind of stop the auto queue on Mercs for a little bit. Just a minute. Age up and then fall back. Pennywise, though, for whatever he was behind early on without empowering his market is going to help him catch up. This is a ton of trade. Domantas also needs to stop his trade route. He's starting to get too much trade. Because another thing you want to do to get Mythic Age is you get your technology to improve your market. Now here comes the Pharaoh down to empower, so that is going to help out considerably. Okay, so we have, I'd say Domantas is in a pretty strong position. He should upgrade his walls and put another wall here, and then he can do catapults on this town center without a problem. He did click up to Horus, and Pennywise on the other side is up Osiris. You can kind of go either way in Ra Wars. Both Horus and Osiris are good. Horus kind of that initial push strength with the tornado. Is there a link to the bracket? I do have the bracket. If you click on a link, you'll get a bunch of spoilers. I have a unspoiled bracket I can show you after the game. You want to see that? Alright, here comes these walls. So very good walls. Needs to get that wall upgrade. The wall upgrade is huge. Doubles your wall hit points. That's big. And then you can just throw down catapults and get that town center. That's the way to beat in Eggy versus Eggy battles. Catapults behind walls is what you have to do in order to get town centers. Otherwise, the mercenaries just ruin everything. But you need to get catapults behind walls. He needs to get this wall finished before that Migdal goes up, though. And we have a locust just used on the main town center here. It's not a very high value locust. He does get the wall upgrade, and here's the tornado. He has 2 armory upgrades, so that tornado will not kill the town center. But if he can just follow that up with a siege workshop, needs to put another siege workshop in there. They're pretty much free. It shouldn't kill it. I guess it was pretty low on HP already. And it does, actually. So it did kill it. I wasn't expecting that. It was a little bit, it must have been just damaged enough already. So the tornado, initial push, that's a high value tornado if you can keep that town center down. And Shelby is not powering his market anymore. He's bringing his, okay, so he's bringing his Osiris down to attack or empower here. The Osiris will help fight back, but Osiris doesn't do very well against chariots. And Shelby is only at 120 pop, so he's way behind in pop. Needs to watch out for, he's taking a lot of damage with his Osiris. There you go. Domantas needs to, this is where I don't like the use of auto queue. Is that auto queuing the Migdal is kind of getting in the way of getting a siege. So here's his first siege here. But because catapults are 4 pop, right? Yeah, they will auto queue after chariots. So he kind of just wants to stop autocue on his army, just so he can get a catapult behind here. And if Domantas can keep this town center down forever, he should eventually win the game, because he'll be fighting at advantage. I'd also like to see some proxy builds by Domantas, seeing as he has the advantage here. Just kind of put up just a few siege workshops and walls as well. Always wall. Siege workshop wall is the way to win. And oh, the shifting sands to get the Osiris. Shelby should have responded by shifting this bad boy back. There he goes. So a delayed, very delayed shift. He lost quite a bit of hit points and shifts up mercenary cavalry right onto his. Get him in the top. Get him in the Migdal, man. That Osiris is just getting hammered. There he goes. Yeah, Domantas definitely in a good spot. Does have the market upgrade. I like to see Shelby. One of the big things about going up with Osiris is getting your additional hero to spawn with the secret technology. Here comes that catapult. So the Son of Osiris can get at that catapult there, which you'll want to do. And now we have another catapult here. I'm thinking Domantas maybe. Yeah, he did. So Domantas getting more siege because he stopped autocue on this Migdal. That's important. And I don't think Shelby's ever going to be able to get this town center back. Domantas has a huge economy where he's auto-queuing mercenaries and is just able to keep it up, building some towers. And Shelby's going to have a really hard time. Oh, need to retest this catapult, though. Oh, come on, you need to retest. There he goes, he retested it. There he went. And that's going to keep the town center from going up. And the chariots are going to probably pick off Osiris pretty soon. Do we have the upgrade? Oh, he does have Desert Wind. This is a nice upgrade for camels, is Desert Wind. Oh, you're going to lose your... Oh, he blew die. It's like the... Resigns just as the Osiris dies. So, well, a nice push by Domantas there. The wall play here, that's big. And just a slightly faster advantage. That's... If you can get your tornado to keep the enemy Egyptian town center down, Tornado is a better choice than Osiris. Osiris is kind of more of a long-term-ish god in a way. Tornado kind of that sudden Mythic Age power push, and Domantas was able to use that sudden push to get the town center down and then keep it down with the catapult nestled behind the walls. So well played by Domantas. And we will compare the economies of the two. We can see Domantas slightly ahead for most of the game, courtesy of better empowerment, and also I think he probably had a slightly faster trade route as well. Well played by Domantas. He actually was behind in the kill-loss ratio, but I mean we could see he pumped a ton of units into that continual push. 277, so a lot of that is mercenaries dying as well. But kept that push up, was able to get that town center down, and then never laid off the gas pedal. So he won that game. So well played by Domantas. So that moves us on to game number 4, which I will have to grab quick, and we will move to our overlay, update it. What's up, guys? Yeah, Domantas has improved a lot. Last year, maybe a year and a half ago, he was just kind of average at best. What's up, guys, by the way? He's gotten quite a bit better, for sure. So let's get our gods updated here for our game. So Gaia for Pennywise in game 1. And I need to minimize this. And we will get our Hades for game 2 for Domantas. And Loki. Oh, Loki, that's too big. Smaller Loki. For game 2. Kronos, if you missed it, was Domantas' choice in game 1 for an easy victory. Kronos versus Gaia, to me, is an easy victory pretty much most of the time. And then our last game is Ra v Ra. Well, good news, guys. If you don't like Ra, you don't have to worry about seeing Ra again in this series, because, as a reminder, each player can only choose each god once. So that is it for the Ra's. So no more Ra's. Get our win text here. Gapi, you say many cadre. What does that mean? I do not know that name or that word. Win. And paste again. Win. So these gods are kind of encroaching upon the win a little bit, but whatever, we can still tell. Frames, paintings. Oh, well, they're not paintings, they're just pictures. You know, it's the wife thing. It's putting up pictures and decorations and such. So that's what we have. Oh, you know what? She changed a few of the pictures today. They are different, aren't they? She was getting some mails in from the Shutterfly. So yes, they are different. Look at you guys. You guys are more probably more perceptive than I am. Yeah, she updated a few of the pictures back there on new pictures. So thanks for pointing it out to me. Now in the morning I can tell her, hey, you've got new pictures, and she'll tell me they've been up for a week. So let me just real quick, we will get the next game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell her. Let me download this next game here. So it's very difficult to download these games without getting spoilers, but we are doing my best. So I downloaded game 4 just now. Spoilers for me, I mean, because I'm going into these games blind too, where I don't know who won. So I've got game 4. So yes, Domantas lost Midgard and won Mediterranean and Alfheim. So at 1,000 flowers, we see your wife. No, the closest the wife has gotten on stream is yelling at me in the middle of the night when I woke her up when I did a dance. Because I had to forget. Oh, I think it was I got my first subscribers and I did a subscriber dance, and then things went south after that. So let us move on to game number 4 after a very brief intermission. And game number 4. So Shelby loses, he's done. Out of the tournament. Pow! Out. And let's remember, so let's take a quick look at our gods here, actually. So Shelby can't go Gaia, Loki. Loki and Ra are his main two gods. Let's see what he moves on to next. And Domantas is a little bit more flexible, in my opinion, as far as gods that he can play. She got mad when I had the kid up too, but that wasn't at 2 a.m. That was at like 10:30. So that was mad too. She's twice she's come in on that and stood just right up there and given me some words. No, I have one son and one daughter, but let's get into this game. Okay, so game number 4. Thor v Zeus on Tundra. So Domantas is the Zeus. You saw a hand one night. And then Pennywise is the Thor on the right side of the map. He's blue. So I did not keep my kid awake. What happened is he was not wanting to sleep, so he came out here. And I was in the middle of the game, so as any responsible dad, I just was going to finish my game while he was out here contending himself. And she heard him hooting and hollering out here and came out and hooted and hollered at me, and that was that. But anyway, about the game. So Zeus versus Thor on Tundra. So Pennywise used his little god power here right away. The danger you have when facing Thor is getting gold blocked. So when facing Zeus as Thor is getting gold blocked. So I'm an example for 100% of the community, my big guy. The problem with using this gold mine right away is that you don't get as much gold in the first stage is if you save it for the second. Now typically Thor players use it right away to minimize walking time and not have to build a second ox cart. So it lets them advance and get a little bit better of an eco early on. Just got pig sticker, so he has hunting dogs and pig sticker. But if you save it until classical, you get 1,000 gold instead of, I think, the 500. So it can help a little bit, I guess, if the gold starve is coming in. He's got a nice back gold mine, so I don't think you'll really see too much problem with his initial gold mine, but he might have a little bit of problems getting his secondary gold mines. This one is not in a real radical position for him. This one is slightly better. It would be really good if there was, well, maybe not really good, but pretty good if there was not this opening here. But he's going to have to kind of defend 3 openings here. Though, you could wall this pretty easily. He also has some nice hunt. Tundra always has nice hunt. A lot of it here, you can go actually from up here to here to here, and even has that as well. That's pretty juicy. Yum, yum, yum. And then the Zeus player also has, we'll have hunt everywhere actually, though it looks like kind of the Thor's hunt is lined up a little bit better. He kind of has this nice natural line from down here to over here. Pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know whose map it is. Shelby probably did pick Ravi Ron on Alfheim, but if I were a Zeus, I don't know if I would. I think there'd be better maps to pick against a Thor than this one, but maybe Domantas picked that one, and this is Shelby's map. So yeah, but Shelby has a nice kind of a line of hunt. You can just hop from hunt to hunt, and Domantas's didn't quite line up very well for him. They're kind of in different sectors a little bit, like his big elk or caribou or whatever they are, elk, are down here, and then kind of have nothing else next to them. As opposed to Shelby, you can just kind of jump along. We might probably see Athena from Domantas would be my guess. That's pretty standard to get up with your restoration and then use restoration on the big gold mine fight. Starve him from gold and then you win. That's kind of the typical Zeus way to defeat Thor is you wait, get full pop, 115, 115. The starting gold mine runs out. The Thor has to run to the second gold mine. And we use the restoration to push him off of gold, and then he can't get gold again. Shelby did bypass these Aurochs. The reason for that is so he has safe hunt later on in case he gets pushed off. Must be a little careful with his ox cart. Try to get it nestled right next into the bills. Nice ox cart here is kind of maximizing the one-use ox cart. Up with Frey at 4 minutes. That's very, very fast. Now we have Athena that'll be up at about 440. Actually might be able to get some damage here. No, there's nothing different. It's just purely random. There's no map that spawns more than the other. So it's just the equal amounts. Needs to get on top of that ox cart. Sending the Valk forward. This is actually a really nice fast advance. Because Domantas didn't age up with a hero first. He had to use Bolt and that initial Valkyrie. And Domantas, well, actually, Shelby needs to try to get on this forest here and use the forest fire, which he's got it here. These wrecks run at normal speed. This is normal game speed. I think some people it might run more slowly, I'm not sure. Kind of nice splitting of the trees here though. You got this tree running the Minotaur through it. And he needs to get his... okay, so here comes the first Herseer showing up, and we got another Herseer or two. Needs to keep running that Ulsark though. Might as well send him back and have him build some crap. And he's trying to get this Minotaur starved. They're kind of doing a very strange follow leader, but nice pressure on this initial gold mine actually. The fast advance for Shelby really paying dividends for him. Not the gold mine, on the hunt up here. and is forcing Domantas off of that front hunt. Although now Domantas is going back to the back hunt, but only with 3 vills. And he's also forced to eat his goats already, so kind of doesn't want that. And what this does do, allowing Shelby to hunt freely, which is really good for him. And oh, nice raid down here. He should pick up a vill, maybe 2 if Domantas doesn't notice. Get in on that one and try to surround the one that's half dead. Block his path off from the town. Oh, no, they're kind of struggling at the surround there. Yeah, well, no, you don't want to. No, don't take. Okay, ooh, nice. That's nice micro by Penny to not avoid, or to avoid losing a unit, but he could have gotten his units a little bit better on the vills. Should have had 1 raiding cavalry continue to attack the male villager, because when units are getting attacked by melee units, it makes them run slightly slower. So he should have had 1 raiding cavalry whacking away on this guy to slow him down. But that's just a minor thing, but nice to get as many units as you can. But this is nice pressure by the Thor. Typically you see the Zeus kind of in the driver's seat in this mirror matchup, and Penny is doing a nice job. Should consider another ox cart at this point down here. Economically, probably also should consider getting pickaxe and hand axe. Domantas has both. Ooh, surround this lady. Should kill her. Just 1 rating, you always need to be careful not to lose more than you gain. So kills the vill and only just a few hit points lost on his raiding cavalry, and off he goes. So well done again. Splitting up his raiders as well. That's nice. So far, Shelby nicely played to start off this game. Really nice pressure on these raiding cavalry. And might be able to... Oh, this guy is the one that got away from the first hunt. And Shelby should be able to... Ooh, reacted just in time. Oh, nice kind of counter reaction there. I mean, he had full line of sight of it for a long time. But I thought this dude that's almost dead might end up getting path blocked and die, but not quite. So Shelby with the initial advantage. Would like to see him throw down some walls, though, because he still has to be afraid of that big gold mine push. Also surprised that Shelby did not hunt from here when he had the map control. I don't know. Shelby probably debating attacking here, but now he's got to watch out. He's kind of caught up and needs to get his units out. Taking damage, not really losing anything, but never want to be losing damage. Is grabbing this town center. Doesn't really protect anything. Gold mine is at... How much does Pennywise have left on the gold mine? Well, the Minotaur is too slow in defense, that's for sure. But on offense, that dude is a beast. But yeah, defense, he's kind of sucks. He can't ever even use his special. I think that was the guy. Nope, different guy. Different guy died. Forcing some... There might be a hole there. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, so Penny's probably going to go now to this hunt right here. Uh-oh. The 1 raiding cavalry gets pounded away by the Minotaur. Nice pressure so far. How much gold is left on Domantas' gold mine, though? 1290, so he's still got a lot. And first town center grabbed by Pennywise. And where is he going with his villies? Like, let's not just run past Hunt. Let's run past Hunt, I guess. And I guess they're just checking out the pond here. And now they come back to the Hunt. Alright, uh-oh. The raiding cavalry here are a little bit out of position. It's kind of the point where you don't really want to be raiding with this many units because you're not really going to get value out of all of them. So yeah, he's going to leave some behind, and I think he might have had line of sight of this. And Domantas, if he just pushes this, might be able to kill this town center. And meanwhile, Shelby not getting a lot of value out of his raiding cavalry in the back. In fact, Shelby is going to lose this town center just because his army a little bit overkill on the raids. Oh, he could stop this town center too. Oh, might be able to trap some of these archers, but yeah. Oh, and that Minotaur just lives. That might be big too if he gets the restoration before the Minotaur dies. How much hit points does he have? 14 hit points. And now for as good as Shelby has played so far, having too many units raiding. Oh, he needs to get this Oh, man. Needs to try to just even throwing Axeman this Minotaur down. And oh, now Shelby's going to get raided on his hunt. Oh, he could have... things might start falling apart for him very quickly here. Domantas has line of sight. I don't know why you wouldn't... He had time to like wall this off. Never assume that you will never need a wall. And he is losing all of his hunt there. I mean, this raid here was not without value. No, it wasn't perfect. It was good up until raiding too heavily and just ignoring his town center and not putting up walls. Like if he puts up a wall here and here, he has time to come back and respond. But the lack of walls really hurt him. And he needs to send the ox. The ox cart moves slower than units. Like good raids, but in my opinion, the lack of walls is a huge mistake as a Norse player, especially because your military can just freely build walls, and he should have had plenty of gold to wall off. But yeah, now he's going to be in a bit of a bind, and now comes his first wall. A little attack on here. Where is his raiding cavalry? Because he could, with half of the army up here, Pennywise could get a nice surround on this unit, or this army here. And he's got these here for the surround. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Shelby. He's kind of forgotten about these units. Like, he needs to... Okay, now he's coming with the surround. If he can get that surround in before this army gets there, he can eliminate that. So send in your raiding cavalry from here. Send it in back here. You gotta time it up about the same time, though. This was an opportunity lost for Domantas there. He could have cleaned that army up with a little bit, or not Domantas. Opportunity lost for Shelby there. And now we're gonna have the full pop push on the gold mine, and Shelby is in some big trouble. Like, hasn't even finished walling this off yet. He's now down a town center. Oh, you got lace line of sight of that. And we'll have to fall off of this gold mine. Okay, that's a lot of vills being forced idle here, though. Actually forcing... No, not forcing them back. Well, he's partially going back to defend. But still, this army also is strong enough to defend, and the throwing axemen getting picked off in the back end. The very slow retreat is not good. Shelby, he's going to have a very hard time coming back from this. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with that Tito guy. He's kind of a jerk. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why people feel the need to be internet bullies. Like, that just never really made sense to me. This is a power raid here. We'll get line of sight with this Vil, so Domantas should see it coming. He is reacting, sending his Vils back. Nice raid here. His Minotaur is almost dead. Just kill this guy. Ah, the dwarves do what the rest of the units couldn't do. Or what? Okay. But man, okay, a lot of carnage over here. Vill's dead. Toxotes dead. Yeah, Thor probably, you're right. That is a good point. Is you don't really want to take the forward town center because it's just such an easy place to attack. Should have taken this one, which is closer to a gold mine anyway. But actually, Domantas is now, for the moment, gold starved, as is Pennywise. This is getting to be a pretty intense game here. This push, not really a ton of value out of it, just a little bit of idleness. He's probably going in a little too far, and yeah, now he's falling back. Domantas right now is kind of happy to not mine gold. We'll have to mine it soon. He's only at 300 gold, and it's actually behind on Pop currently. He's at 114 compared to Shelby, who is full. And Shelby's anticipating the gold mine here. He's actually a little bit too... Oh, it's almost like a mistake where you showed up too early, because he scouted it and will now probably assume there is nothing coming here. So he's probably going to respond and sweep to the bottom of the map while these vills are coming to the top. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, because he's going to have to check all the other gold mines to see. And because his raiding cavalry here died, he's probably assuming that all of the mining is occurring down there. But looks like he might try to fight this. That Minotaur needs to die. That dwarf, if that restoration gets used before Minotaur dies, it'll... Minotaur just tanks so much damage. Should be able to see that the Minotaur, I mean, just task the tower on it. And now Shelby is almost like just send 5 or 6 raiding cavalry out to go raiding. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. It's kind of happened, like I said, is that Pennywise showed up here just too early. So was assuming that there was no vills being, or no gold being gathered up there. So, the best streamer ever. Well, thanks, man. I'll put myself second behind you. And Pennywise has been gold star for a while. Does have Skady. I like this use of Skady here. The Frost is not a bad god power at all. And here come these raiding cavalry. Now finally coming back. I think it's kind of realized now that he's checked every other gold mine, so they have to be here. And this is a good raid up here. But, looks like yeah, Domantas is going to respond with a raid of his own on that gold. So raid v raid. And Shelby getting line of sight should retreat. You don't want to use Frost just on this. And needs to be careful. This is not a fight he should fight. Oh, he did use Frost. I don't know if that's much of a value, Frost, though. I guess, I mean, if he gets his raiding cavalry and he has 40 seconds that he can just slowly one attack kill these units. So, maybe not terrible, but he needs to... I'm trying to command him for him to get these. And even in the back end, I mean, these vills are so idle. I think that was kind of a low value Frost, but here he comes back to the gold mine. Domantas is up Dionysius, so we still have got bronze and restoration. You talk about a dynamic duo of god powers. That's hard. Another raid here. But yeah, no walls still. So Minotaur did die. Now we have restoration used. Man, nice raid back here. Yeah, you're right. These wood guys. He's actually decent at eco. A little bit hurting because he has not grabbed a town center since the first one died. But nice to get restoration out. Domantas did get some value out of it because he is at least killing more vills, but man, Pennywise needs to grab a town center because even with all these kills, he is falling behind vill count. But with this good surround here, might be able to finish this army off because Domantas, yeah, definitely not at pop just because of how few gold he's been gathering. So get this round, get the frost giant on the Hydra. Oh, that's big. Yes, that is big because this Hydra can really be dangerous. Because what the frost giant can do is just once he freezes a unit, by the time it unfreezes, he can just refreeze it. So actually, I don't know why he needed to keep his army surrounding the enemy army. So like these raiding cavalry shouldn't have fought the Hydra. They should have been able to surround all of that. But so that attack is good for Pennywise. Gets him in the score lead. But is he building a market? He is. Ooh, I don't think he should probably be getting a town center. A little bit too much of an army here to attack. Yeah, he's going to send his other army down here. This partially built wall. Oh, Domantas is trying to wall, but not in time. And this fight, I wouldn't say, no, he needs to, yeah, Shelby needs to run. But okay, all right. This is good. This is good. And the one thing he does have is the faster units, so he can swap map side so much faster than Domantas can right now. And kills a few more vills and makes more idle. Economically, not too great for Domantas. And actually, Shelby doing okay, just kind of forgotten his wood upgrades. Okay. Oh no. Okay, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but oh wow, that could have been. Oh, now it's gonna get bad. Oh, that's bad. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts a lot. And Domantas rushing to Mythic for Thunder, Storm, or Lightning, I guess. That hurts. Okay, so Domantas is up. Shelty not. That there really hurts. Pennywise, he just got to put a lot of resources into rebuilding his army. And we have Lightning and Bronze from Domantas still. So he'll probably attack and use maybe a Lightning first and try to get this town center down. And meanwhile, while he's getting the pressure, he's getting this other town center. That's well played. Might not even need to use Lightning to even get that town center down. Alright, so Lightning is coming out. That will finish the army and also finish the town center. Medusa probably insta-kill on the Frost Giant. Yep. Oh no, actually. Frost Giant got whacked by the bullets. Yeah, I should have garrisoned immediately is correct. Trying to get in a raid on that gold mine, but I think now it's to the point where it's walled off enough that Shelby is going to be in some deep and doo-doo. He's at one town center, aging up Balder with not very many vills, to the point where I don't think he's gonna, I mean, how many vills does he have? 10, 26, 13, so we looking at a 40 to 45 vill reg. Yeah. Shelby had chances. Overall, he played well, but I think it's too late now. A few just more strategical mistakes. As Radiant Cavalry, what armory ups does he have? Just Pierce armor, as opposed to the Zeus, who has hack armor. But he's just not gonna get much value out of this Ragnarok. Like, we have a one town center Rag. I don't even think he dropped off resources beforehand. Like, his only chance is like to get a magical gold starve, and we see Domantas is immediately reacting with Fortress Tower and Hippaspis, and also still has bronze for what would potentially be a big fight somewhere. Also has fortified town centers as well. This town center will go down, but it doesn't really matter. All Domantas has to do is just continue to mine gold. And just fortified, no masons. So town center will go down pretty quickly. Domantas could almost move from this town center to the bottom here and get that town center. If he attacks up here, he's just going to lose too much. That'll be the end of the rag. Yeah, Mason's very good technology, kind of underrated, I think. Though I see more players getting it, but yeah, we still got bronze, and this will be the end of the rag, and that will be the end of Shelby. Yeah, don't go in there, but he has no other place he can really go. It's a bad place. Well, I mean, the game was lost before the rag. Which is too bad. Shelby played pretty well. Just a few mistakes. And unfortunately, Zeus does have the advantage over Thor, so you make those few mistakes and the Zeus can really capitalize on that. Yeah, well, bad Ragna, but I mean, he kind of had nothing else he could have done at that point. I mean, he might have been able to maybe survive longer going up with Fimbulwinter and casting Fimbulwinter right away, but I mean, he's just so far behind. Wow, that did a lot of damage. But like Pennywise has almost no eco. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's... Oh, here comes Medusa. And oh, she's almost dead, too, and gets in on the fire giant. That hurts. She's got, like, a one-shot. And that is GG. So that is the series. This was a nice game. Definitely the best of the day. Just Shelby did well. Really nice raids, but didn't do enough to protect his town. A few well-placed mines could have helped save vills. He lost 5 vills or 6 hunting vills here. Also had just a really hard time staying on his gold mine, and then probably getting that town center was a mistake. Getting this one, which is a little bit more protected, more in the corner. Maybe a little bit better to get. You know, also maybe just put up a wall here, and you're protecting both your town center and your gold mine. But overall, Shelby did well. Toughest Thor to overcome Zeus. But that is the series for Domantas versus Pennywise, aka Shelby. So Domantas will move on to the round of 8. We will real quick look at the post game. See, Domantas did end up on the kill-death ratio there, on the positive end. Economically way ahead on civies. This was that first big raid on Domantas's vills, so he lost all his hunt. And that really, he stuck around for a while. Frost gave him a little bit of a power surge there for a little bit, but kind of the game, almost you could say, was the writing was on the wall at that point on that first raid where he lost so many vills and his town center. But he was able to stick around for a while, and actually with all of his raids, he was up economically until the 17-minute mark, which is when I think the 3 towns. Oh no, that was still just a 2. But yeah, well played by Pennywise. Well played by Domantas. Overall, pretty good series. We didn't have a 3-2 nail biter at the end, but at least we had ended on a pretty decent game there. So we will update just the last couple gods here, just so we can say we can. And I'm looking for, oh, by the way. So, what are we looking at here? We had Zeus v. Thor. So we will move Zeus over to Domantas' side of the series there. And then we will move our Thor. Where are you, Thor? Did I delete him again? No, this is Thor. He's just named differently. Thor gets his own strange. Alright, so that is the list of our matches tonight. Copy, paste, win. So 3-1 victory for Domantas. So GG. So we will show real quick the non-spoiled brackets. It's actually completely blank other than the initial matches. And please remember, for those of you who are watching, that we do like to have spoiler free, and I will be doing hopefully all of the round of 16 matches. So we will do those one at a time. Where is this summer tournament? There we are, right here. Okay, so this is the summer tournament bracket. So let us get to the other one. Brian Shin won the tournament. Does anybody know? If you do know, just tell me. There was one round of 32 series I wanted to stream yet, which was Moore versus Harrow. Does anybody know if that was played yet? Because I can't find the recorded games anywhere, and I'd like to stream it. So if somebody knows if it was played, just let me know. So this is the bracket right here, and for those of you maybe on mobile, let me zoom in just a little bit. So this is the bracket here. It's completely blank. Right there. Right now we were watching Domantas versus Shelby in round 2. So Domantas will move on to round 3. Likely end up playing Shelty, who will bounce over down here. It was given to Harrow, I believe. What do you mean by that? Did they not play? Oh, Moore didn't show up. Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, that's stupid. Why would you? I don't know. It kind of still. People really boggle my mind sometimes. Like, but anyway, so tomorrow I'll find some more another round 2 match to do. I know there's a few out there that I can stream yet. I already did Sun Tzu versus Jellyfish round 2. And now we've done Domantas versus Shelby. And we'll have hopefully another one to do soon. Skady versus Matrius should be a pretty good matchup. I mean, there's actually a lot of good matchups in this second round. I think maybe next time I stream, I will have all of the round 1 matches filled in for you guys, so we know who we're looking at for round 2. But tomorrow I'll find another one to do. I think maybe Joe and Grandmonster played their games. So I will probably stream Joe and Grandmonster tomorrow, provided I can find those recorded games. Will I play now? I might play a game or 2. It's kind of early for me. Only went 4 games, so save some time, and one of the games was only 5 minutes. So we will kind of end the tournament stream for now and kind of just move on to playing a game or 2. So let me go over to my other overlay outside of the tournament and update my little boxes here and get those off the screen. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing is no team games to play right now. There is one that just started 4 minutes ago. That sucks. Maybe if I host a 1v1, I can attract somebody. 1v1? Sure. So while I wait for hopefully somebody to pile into this game, I'm going to step away for a minute or two, and I will be back hopefully with a game or two soon. One thing I could do while I'm waiting is Sigma, when he's in the chat, always requests to find an old recorded game to stream and watch. So I could do that maybe while I wait for somebody to show up. There's the ×3 noobs. Maybe I'll get in that. Sure, why can't I play in ×3 noobs? Or Surf is hosting a game. We'll get in Surf's 3v3. One thing though, guys, big news from the family aspect side of things is baby Ava learned to crawl like a couple days ago. So that's awesome. It's so exciting and then also kind of sad at the same time because it means that she's getting older. And now we can't just put her in a place and expect her to be there 10 minutes later. She'll start crawling around, and she loves cords. So if she can get a cord, she'll crawl across the room to him and just grab him and pull on him. Though it's not really crawling yet. Normally you're seeing kind of the hand, knee kind of thing. She more just like does a push up and then just like uses her hands on the floor to just like hurl herself forward. And then just kind of, crunches down on the floor and then does another push up. So she's just kind of like across the room. So, but it's kind of entertaining to watch and she likes it. So whatever. Very proud of herself too. That's pretty cool. Let's look at the Titans replays. So maybe let's guy to go find a replay from any forum. Boy, how long is it going to take to search everything? So we'll go all the way to the back here, 2003. I'll be asleep on the chair waiting for some young dude to bring her home. Don't even talk. Don't even talk like that, man. That's crazy talk. That is crazy talk. Okay, what are we looking at here? Isis versus Kronos. Ravi Poseidon on Anatolia. The description is superb game, a must watch. Tons of action from both sides. I don't know if I want to watch a Poseidon versus Ra in Anatolia. Actually, never mind. That is the game I watched the last time. Not exactly superb. Oh, what are we looking at here? Isis versus Uranos? No. 55 minutes of hardcore action. Some of these old descriptions are like a porno description. Like it's so funny. 55 minutes of hardcore action. Yeah, Thor on Odin. And coincidentally, the name of the guy is. I could try to keep this PG, but it involves swallowing stuff. That's the name of the game. Oh, jeez. Thor v. Kronos on Alfheim. Isis v. Odin on Tundra. What are we looking at here? Yes, I have the... No, I actually don't have the power to ban people anymore. A lot of Isis. I forget how many Isis and Uranos there were at the beginning of when the game came out. Oh... Like almost all these games are Uranos Isis. Uranos Isis. Uranos. Ozone in the game. I like that. Let's watch this. The 55th recorded game on RTS Sanctuary. The 55th game. So this is from October 2003. No, I'm not a drama dude or Airtrees. That kind of stuff I really don't get any entertainment out of, so yeah. I like to be very chill. Ooh. Oh yeah, don't forget the overlay. That's about when you quit playing in 2003. Alrighty, let's oh, nope, that's the wrong one. We'll do the scene 2 cam. I love drama things so much. Yeah, I don't know. A little rusty. Probably a lot rusty. Okay, what am I looking at? 55. RTS Sanctuary 55. Winter Dragon versus Mouse Free. Let's see who these players are. It doesn't say. Oh, Aishis versus Mouse Free. I don't know who Mouse Free was. 16 years, so... What is this? Kronos versus Loki on Marsh. So 2003. Kronos v Loki. Interesting. We'll just kind of fast forward for a little bit here. See what players are doing. I like how he's killing all the deer at the same time. That's pretty slick. I do like the gold mine right next to the trees. Is Robo still involved with RTS Sanctuary? No. It's been a long time. I'm streaming. I'm just waiting for a team game to show up, which might not materialize. So I'm just watching a recorded game from 2003 right now. I was looking at a 1v1, but nobody was joining. Yeah, I don't think he really is mouse free. Yeah, he hasn't been around 2006, 7 maybe. I'm just gonna fast forward here. Winter Dragon up, well, kind of late to build his temple there. We're going up with a very brisk 520 advance, and the Kronos is going up 520 as well, and really got a lot of villas on that. What are we doing here? All right, counter barracks. Just one counter barracks. Why build 2 military buildings? Not like you have the resources for it. Oh, the Kiro Ballista Cataspeltes combo. That's a classic. With the Prometheans against Loki, I like it. 3 barracks and a temple as Loki. It is Cataspeltes. The assumption is that even though you're playing Loki, you're still gonna just fight mainly raiding cavalry. And he's right. Here comes the Norse Loki raiding cavalry. I love it. He made an oracle a hero to grab all the relics. Little raid coming down here. This game was supposed to be full of action. I'm not sure where the action is. What a red frog? What are you talking about? So far the action on this game is kind of non-existent. Oh, here comes more raiding cavalry. Oh yeah, just run right in. On the couch. Oh, that thing. That's baby Ava's jumperoo. She gets to jump around in it. It's not actually on the couch. It's hold on. Little jumper thing, see? You can just I'll wake up the wife. A Brazilian tree frog. I hope I didn't wake up my wife. Oh, you can't see the eyes anymore. My bad. Nothing happening. This game really sucks. I mean, look at this. We're watching the top players from 2003 just kind of sitting around, not really doing a whole lot. Look at Catasfeltes, Kiro Ballista. Oh, man. I thought we were better than this back in the day. Yeah, this was probably, let's see, October. Something tells me the Titans was released in September of 2003. So this is just after that. And here's our first big fight here. The Kiro Ballista just going melee mode here. And Blue is kind of dying. Well, he's actually... Prometheans are cleaning up. Typically, tactically retreating was kind of never an option. It was just keep going until somebody's army was dead, so... Which actually, Red, is just kind of slowly overwhelming. I think, oh, well, this is... Somehow Blue is still way ahead, despite like losing tons of resources through all of his score. This isn't a current. This isn't the current game. This is a recorded game from 2003 involving 2 experts that are strangely playing. Midgard plays. He doesn't play Age of Mythology. He actually plays League of Legends professionally. He plays on, I don't know, somebody on the European circuit. Look at this dude taking 4 town centers. While the Thor is just like never taking 8 towns, or the Loki. I forget he's Loki because he plays Thor. Yeah, I mean he's playing like he's Thor. Here comes the random raid coming through. I like how he's just saving all of his god powers. Like, so let's not use Valor. And no deconstruct either. I don't know what the Thor has done with his eco, but kind of nothing. Okay, big flaming weapons here. He's Loki and is not making any hearse here at all. That's so funny. You remember GP? Oh yeah. I used to play him quite a bit. Very frustrating to play against. He was so maddeningly defensive. Oh, I hated playing against him. Okay. He's one of the best poker players in Brazil. Yeah, all he would do, just elephant spam every game, and oh man, it grated on me back in the day. I don't know what Winter Dragon is planning here. You're right, Blue has not made a single barracks. Who needs barracks? As I recall, now that you mention that, I don't think Murmillo were widely used when Titans, at the early stages of the Titans. People didn't like the barracks because you only got 1 unit out of it. So they would build counter barracks. That's coming back to me. Kind of wondering if, like, what Red is going to do to push out of here. Okay, Fimble winner. The Cataspeltes kind of got eaten up by the throwing axemen there. Oh, the implode here. Okay, well, you know, let's check out eco upgrades on these pro players. Pretty standard. We do have some fanatics being used, though. And the Kiro Ballista were a very favorite unit back in the day, too. It's coming back to me. They loved, everybody that was Atlantia loved the Kiro Ballista. Like nowadays, you would never see an upgraded Kiro Ballista ever. Just 'cause they just fall off so hard. Something tells me Blue's just gonna push through with this army of fanatics, and that'll be the end. Still making the MS just to... Well, what's going on here? Blue way ahead in score. There comes his fanatics. Okay, Winter Dragon resigns. So that was kind of uninspiring. And let's see. Let's read the comments on this game here. I'm thinking that Cataspeltes are a little too good. They really owned your RC in that game. Also, the game lasted half an hour. Didn't even need to make a single barracks. Next guy says, very nice. GG. And then next guy says, really cool game. And then next one is thanks for game. Really GG. And then GG. I don't know where else to put it, but great sight. And that's the comments. So, man, people love that recorded game. Holy cow. Okay, Pac. Okay. Oh, Hairtrace is in here. Look at him go. Are you fast proxy? Nope, there you go. Yeah, that wasn't quite as entertaining as the other ones. There's Schmecker, aka Dot. Hey, look, here's me. Let's see. My first game in expert section was October 28th, 2003. Kronos versus Isis. Yes, I used to play Isis on Midgard. Look at that. Who's this guy? The score? Yeah, I'm not doing the tournament anymore. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll reach. Maybe I'll change my title. The tournament's over. Now. For me streaming, I already finished that up, and we are now trying to find a game to play. Yeah, Dot still plays Age of Empires 2 at expert level. Yeah, I don't use Google Chrome. Old style Hades? I don't even know if I'd be able to find a Hades game. Like, nobody played Hades. Mad Lad confirmed. Any god. Let's try Hades. Why do I think fire? I just don't care. I've always used it. I need one more. Ertrus, do you have your ports open? Port 16,000? All these are like new players. Here's one, Ra versus, oh, HC Flank. Yeah, he played a lot of Greek. This game kind of sounds amusing. Is Ra versus Hades. Wardy does a villager rush against a Hades player, and it works well. How does that even happen? Do all games save? Yeah, all games that you play will automatically save. How to fix this? Well, you need to open your port. Port 16,000 is the most common problem. Is the lack of the portage opening. Boy, we need to get 2 more players in this game. Like, why is this person hosting? Raven Girl needs to come over. So, or T-Rat1. We'll invite him. Invite. Oh, you don't understand much for the English voice. Well, let me... Sorry, guys. We haven't been able to get much of anything going here. We need just one more player. This is kind of the downside of... doing my stream first and then trying to play after is that it's pretty late and not a ton of people are on. You just boot that guy. Yeah, you need to open port 16,000. Yes, I am American. Yeah, it's not a real. Oh, let me get it on the actual overlay. Oh, what is the... I missed a few chats. Anything about your Easy Drake hotkey? Okay, maybe. Let's see. You need to, on your router, you need to open port 16,000 because that's... How do I find my previous talks? Loggy. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it was Haggard? No, that's not it. Who was I talking to? Nope. This is what Haggard suggested. I don't know if that's what you sent me though, Ozone. So that would make the hyphen or whatever you want to call it the EC Drake military. That's what Haggard sent me. I didn't test it to know if it works or not. I don't think he would send it to me if it didn't work. I mean, you could always try it and see, I guess. When this game starts, which god are you guys wanting for this 3v3? I don't know if that's what you told me, though. I'm not sure. It looks familiar, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what you put. We could start. Oh, what are we waiting for? I didn't test, though. So I don't know. I don't use it, so I don't need to turn it on or off. Blossom Goose wants Kronos. Speaking of him, there he is. Okay, well, we're gonna play game or two. Kronos. It shall be. Have I read any good books lately? You know, I wish I don't know. There sometimes I wish I read more. I like a little bit of like sci-fi. I like, but Brandon Sanderson, the Stormlight Archives. They're very, very good books. If you're into like a sci-fi kind of a thing, it's more of kind of like a medieval age sci-fi kind of a thing, I guess maybe. Um, which that's what I prefer. But I really enjoyed those. The problem with those series is that he's still writing it, and it's like every three years a new book comes out, and there's gonna be like I don't know. I think he said like 12 books in the series, and it's like so if it's 3 years a book and 12 books, though he said he's going to split it up in like 6 books is kind of the first series and then 6 books is the second series. But even if we're 6 books for the first series, we're looking at 18 years, though 3 of them are out. But if that's the kind of thing you like, there are 3 books for that series out, and I really enjoyed the books. I've read them probably 3 times. They're really good. I mean, it's a big book. I think they're like 1,000, 1,100 pages, something like that. But I enjoy it. The first one was really, really good. The second and third are still good, but not up to the first one. But the first one, I mean, even just reading as a book in itself, just kind of the ideas and the concept it's really interesting. The summary of the plot. So each book focuses like he has different characters. Like I think he has like 6 different main characters. Each book focuses on 3. So each there's kind of like 3 different storylines in each book. Um, but the main storyline of the first one, and it's kind of hard to explain just because how do you explain the way I'd have to kind of explain how the magic system works in the book. I mean, you could probably just look up a summary on the website. What is it? I can't even. What is it? Let's see if this is the first one. This should be the first one. Yeah, that's the first one. It's people love it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that is cheap. 11 like when they first come out, they're like 25, 30. Brandon Sanderson, The Stormlight Archives is the series. But you click on that link. Red Rising. There are these cheese strats that have a small chance to succeed but can decimate someone early in AOM. One of them is the 330 Kronos Rush. It's more effective in 1v1. I'd say that's probably the best one. It's just 330 because, I mean, you're Atlantean. So how do you play on Voobly? You have to have the original Voobly or the original Titans game. Where do you find it? If you go actually on my, well, strategy game videos, I think is the channel. He has a video on how to play Age Mythology on Windows 10. And that includes information as far as potentially, if one wanted to play, they could potentially to get the game. You know, not that I'm straight out condoning piracy. Pirates are bad. But yeah, Strange Strike has a video. And there's other ways too. Other locations. That's just one that I'm aware of. Dude, the 330 rush just involves... PK Clans doesn't work anymore, I don't believe. I think that never got updated or it got removed or something. I don't think PK Clans works anymore. I had a follow. Cactus. Followed. Hello, Cactus. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Boyd has good videos. He does a good job. Okay. Oh, you subbed to my YouTube. Well, thanks. You know what? I just I passed 300 subscribers the other day. Like yay. You can't understand, boy. Ouch in the chat. Yeah, right. I did a very bad job of surrounding that villa. Oh, I need to build on the back end here. Oh, so you just don't like him because you're from Australia, and you guys must live in parts of the place that you don't like. Oh, I need to get on this hill. Oh, she's getting in that. Here I am, just forgetting to transport my units. And I think I've had an idle town center for a while. Okay, this isn't worth it anymore. So typically what you'll do in a rush, which 3v3 it's hard to like do a prolonged worthwhile Kronos rush because of all the other teammates that will typically show up and kind of screw things is that you kind of have to fall back onto something else. Nice little trade here, though, for me. So now I will kind of reposition all my units and build maybe another house or something. Just kind of hide a building in the back. Oh, here's my hunt. Okay. And now comes kind of the back end of the 330 in a team game. I need to get to an oh, I built an eco guild, didn't I? Why didn't I focus green? Well, because the allies wanted to go at teal. So that's fine. Is Airtree's Kronos too? No, I think he's Uranos. Oh, there's some bills there. At least kill this Billy. Out here with one kill. The problem with the 330 and 1v1 is that you end up having such a terrible economy for a while. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see. I already got the ladies. Oh, I need to get hand axe and plow. No, Prometheus are pretty good. Look at him, see? But I am gonna wait now to use. No, Prometheus are solid units. They are really solid. I mean, all Atlantean units, like Mist, seem kind of weak, or a lot of them, because they're so cheap. No, Prometheans are really good. I'm at full pop with kind of a... Yeah, and they do siege damage, or crush damage. Domino's Pizza. We don't even have Domino's here. We've got Pizza Hut and then a bunch of local restaurants, but I mean the local restaurants have better food anyway. Blue is getting smacked. Yeah, I like deep dish. Blue's in some pretty bad shape. Pizza Nova? Never heard of it. So yeah, it must just be like a Canadian thing. I'm wanting to get... Behemoth out. Oh, look at this guy. How about I get my back? Oh wait, never mind. That's his. Point of beef? I don't think I've ever had it. I see. I don't live by Chicago, so I don't. I live probably 3 hours away. About 2.5. I like the Cubs and Titans. Blackhawks if they're in the playoffs, like, sure. I need more of gold. That fortress should have been a temple, probably, or not a temple, a tower. Where does Hippolyta go? He had Hippolyta somewhere. There she is. Holy smokes, I got 2 vills. He cursed 2 of my villies. Hertries likes his walls. Yeah, I like these in the bottom there. Oh yeah, I didn't want to send my Vil down. Oh jeez, look at this. Get on the Terma.